This place has absolutely blown me away. The potential for conversion to residential is massive. Good morning everybody. So today we're in Stoke On Trent, a city with a huge history in the pottery industry. In fact, there's a pottery museum just over there with a Spitfire in the front window, so I'm going to be checking that out before I leave. But of course the reason we're here is to see if we can find any hidden development potential sites simply by walking and maybe a little bit of riding around the area. Stoke On Trent is a city in Staffordshire with a population of around 260,000. With the exception of flats, sold prices were up on the previous year, and the number of long-term empty properties, that's empty for more than 6 months, stood at around 1,670 in 2019, and I'll put a link to this below. Okay, let me show you what I found. Wow, how long has that pub been empty? And it's got an absolutely huge car park where you could develop out on. I'm going to see, let me see if I can see down the back here to get an idea of just how big the space is. I'll be really honest with you, I'm not thinking that there's any potential in refurbishing what there is here. I think this is all completely, I don't want to trip over anything scary. I think this is all completely dilapidated. Yeah, it's totally dilapidated. Maybe I can just stick my head in here. I shouldn't really go in, but since this is for you, why, it's open, no door. No, there's definitely no potential to refurbish this place. Oh well, so the only mileage in this one is maybe the fact that there is a lot of land included. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's a pull down, start again from scratch job, and maybe build out from there. This is not a pretty building, but apparently this club closed about 15 years ago, according to a couple of local council workers I was just chatting to. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not a pretty building, it needs tons of work. Are you probably going to lean in a commercial direction with this one? Probably, but there's a huge fringe benefit, and that's the fact that it comes with an absolutely enormous car park. I mean, how many flats or houses could you get on there? Here's clearly an empty shop and uppers for you. There's obviously a lot of work that needs to be done to this one. It looks like it's been empty for a long time. You can see from the old circus photos, or posters rather. Is there a year on there? Sometimes there is. No, I'm not seeing a year. But clearly, a place like this has got huge potential. You probably had to keep the shop on the ground floor and maybe convert the upper part into a flat. So here's a couple of places worth checking out, or potential opportunities. This is obviously a completely abandoned house. It's all empty, all boarded up, and there's a garden on the left hand side there. But actually, if we swing around over the road, what we're actually seeing is a huge plot. I reckon you've got the potential to get maybe 2 or 3 houses on there. This place has clearly been empty for a long time, but it actually goes back a long way. It actually goes all the way back down the side of that yard. I'm thinking conversion into maybe smaller studios or maybe 1-bedroom flats. This place has got absolutely huge potential. It's currently on the market for sale. They're looking for figures that probably start with a 3, according to my new friend down the bottom here, who I promised I wouldn't put on camera. But there's the potential for loads of scope for developing this out into smaller units. As to how many you get, I'm not sure, but it's been on the market for over a year, so I reckon it's absolutely worth reaching out to the agents. I mean, look, you've got a massive big clock tower up there. Reaching out to the agents and maybe putting in a bit of a cheeky offer. So this is clearly a building plot, or has the potential to be so. There's loads of space to build a really nice house on there, and it's in the middle of a really nice residential area where there's some really big, beautiful houses. So I can't see any planning application notices there, so I'd be looking into that and seeing if there's the potential for planning. This place looks absolutely huge to me. I mean, there's loads of potential to convert this. Now, I'm going to be thinking that what you'd probably do is to convert this into flats, but you can see, I don't need to tell you, there's a lot of work to do on this one. It's obviously all boarded up, it's obviously all empty. I think the thing that worries me most is actually that roof up there on the top left hand side. Clearly the roof has absolutely had it, but honestly there's loads of potential. You've got 3 aspects to this property. There's loads of potential to convert this back into flats, and it's actually at the end of a really nice little residential road. This looks like a fantastic opportunity for conversion to residential. I mean, the brickwork is so stunning. I'd be amazed if this wasn't a listed building. You can see that it's actually to let, but don't let that put you off. I'm seeing some broken windows. I'm seeing plants sort of growing out of the window frames. This has been empty for a long time. So I'd be onto them and I'd be saying to them, look, are they open to the idea of actually selling rather than letting? Just before we get to my top 3, if you'd like to find out a little bit more about hidden developments and how it can help you find, negotiate and fund deals just like these, click on the link and I'll be delighted to tell you more. This always really upsets me. It's a row of completely abandoned and boarded up houses. Now, if I'm looking at it from afar, when I take a step back, what I'm actually seeing is the roof looks basically sound. Yeah, the building itself is obviously in need of a huge amount of work. But could you bring this back to life? I mean, it's got two aspects to it. So you've got both sides. I mean, there's the potential to bring that back into a lovely row of either houses or flats. And you're probably thinking it's a bit of a dodgy area, but when you look opposite, you've got brand new properties, brand new houses and flats. And so I look at a place like this and say, surely there's the potential to bring that back into life. So this one is obviously empty and abandoned. I'm seeing lots of broken windows. I'm seeing loads of work that needs to be done, to be perfectly honest with you. But clearly you could convert that into flats, maybe bring it back into the use as a house, but I probably wouldn't. Or maybe just a huge HMO. This place has just absolutely blown me away. What an incredible commercial to residential flats opportunity this is. I mean, it's been empty forever. You can see that. I mean, there's goodness knows how many flats you could fit into this. There's actually a little sign up here that says Albion Mills 1884. I have no idea if this is actually listed. I doubt that it is, to be really honest with you. But you could get so many flats in what is, frankly, in my opinion, a really, really beautiful building in a lovely little residential area. So once again, I was genuinely surprised by just how many opportunities I found by largely walking, but with a little bit of riding as well, around Stoke On Trent. They're just everywhere. I was genuinely surprised by how many places I found. And as always, I haven't shown you all of them. Some of the better ones I'm keeping to the people that are actually on my Hidden Developments program, and I'm keeping them out to them. Speaking of which, if you'd like to find out a little more about Hidden Developments and exactly how it can help you find these places, negotiate fantastic win-win deals with the owners, and also how to fund deals just like these, click on the link and I'll be delighted to tell you more.